Sorry, guys. I don't exactly know exactly what happened. All I know is that you were no longer there. So I do apologize for that. Um, so I don't know to what degree. Let's see here. Just refresh this here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. So hopefully you guys can see my screen now. Hopefully I'm coming across okay. Okay. So I don't know exactly where I left off here, guys, but I was kind of reviewing. I know I was reviewing the gold chart and I was reviewing these levels. So here are our levels, and we have just going to kind of close out maybe with a couple of hypos in the gold market before we kind of move on to other markets here. Okay. So as you can see here, we have a very strong developing. We had price open above, right? We had it open above and it immediately went inside value. Okay, we have now a very strong, I would call this equally as strong bearish engulfing candle. Okay, that would indicate that maybe price is going to continue lower. Okay, now that it has succeeded to the downside. Okay, we have price below our anchored VWAP, our daily VWAP, and now currently below our settlement price. We still have maybe a minute or so from this particular candle closing, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Okay, so yeah, so right now I would say that there's I guess a fair chance that we continue lower. Okay, maybe down to this ASR level that I've identified here, or maybe as low as maybe the low of day. Okay, it doesn't seem like out of the question. Okay, in this market, but we'll have to see how this current candle closes. I'm always suspicious when we have such a strong candle to the upside. Okay, and then to have it be met with such strong selling to the other side. Okay, so this is obviously not what you would expect after a candle like this. And the fact that the fact that the market participants are able to kind of change the direction of the market in with one single candle like this, can indicate that maybe there are some legs to the downside in this market. Okay. If I'm a buyer, well, again, like I said, I was thinking buy initially, seeing this candle here, but now that we've kind of have creeped below the daily VWAP and the anchored VWAP and below settlement, now I've got a little bit of doubts here. Okay, so we'll have to see how the reaction of this candle is against this VWAP. And see if we get maybe an extension to the downside before I would be willing to participate in this market. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I have for the crude oil market. Let's go ahead and move on to well, not in the crude oil. That's what I have for gold. Let's move on to crude. Okay. So I'm just gonna, just to simplify things here a little bit, I'm just gonna modify this right on the spot. We're just going to go ahead and yes, gold market, right? We're moving away from the gold market over to the crude oil market. Okay, so here's a crude oil market. All right, so we did get some reaction off of average daily range low here. Okay, let's go. But before we go into that, let's take a look at what the higher time frame is saying. So we're going to go ahead and look at the daily chart. Okay, the daily chart is showing us that maybe there is some momentum here to the downside. So we're going to go ahead and turn off some of these levels here. Okay, and just limit it to just the candles, as much of the candles as possible. And if we look at the series of candles here of late, it appears that we're trying to head lower. Okay, so we had a nice push down, we had a lower low, and now we've established potentially a lower high. Okay, this candle is far from being complete, but we do have a fair amount of momentum, although we still have yet to get the negative DI to exceed the positive DI. but it's sloping in the right direction for that possibility to happen. Okay. So, so on the daily, it appears that maybe the market is heading lower. We do understand that we could potentially be coming into some support here at say 68.72, maybe as low as 68. This could be an area here, or 67. This could be an area where we could see some support in this market. Okay, right around this level here. All right, this appears to be an area of support. All right. So, and then looks like we've already kind of exceeded what I would expect would have been an area of support here. That's been broken. All right. To the downside. So market looking a bit bearish. If I look from left to right, looks a bit bearish to me. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn off initial balance here for a second and just kind of review what the charts are saying. Again, we are below our 233-day EMA. We are below settlement price, and we've broken some structure here to the downside. Okay, now we're near some levels where we could expect some support. Again, around this 68 level. All right, 69 looks like 69.34 is kind of where I would see maybe some support in this market. Okay, and we do have a developing bullish candle at the moment here on the 4-hour. Okay, looking at the ADX, we have the indication that whatever price is doing at the moment does have a fair amount of strength. We have the negative DI above the positive, so that's indicating that the bears are very much in control of this market. The only thing of interest here for the bulls is that we have a fair number of buyers have kind of stepped into the market. So we have more buyers than sellers at the moment, and as a result, we have this not quite a bearish engulfing, but maybe a quite a bearish, maybe piercing candle. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so here we are. We have this 4-hour overlay here on the right, kind of keeping me on the right side of the market here. Let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and open up our indicators here now. So we're going to go and open up. Where is this? Okay, so this is our value area. Okay, so you can see here, and this is looking like it's not. See, don't do close. Okay, so let's change this to be more aligned with crude oil. Okay, change this as well. All right, and what else? I think, where's my value area? That looks. Let's do something here. Okay. Let's remove this for a second. We'll add it back in. Only QTech levels. Okay. Well, looks like I added a bunch of them. Okay. All right. So here we are. We have our value area. Our value area was quite narrow. Okay. Before we got this drop off. So we're well below value. Okay. Indicating that the bears are very much in control of this market. We're starting to see maybe a little bit of build up here on the bullish side, but really haven't really broken any significant structure to the upside just yet. We're still below our daily VWAP, and we are. Let's see. Gonna go ahead and add our anchored VWAP here, and I think I'm gonna add it start of Monday. Okay. So again, strong indication the sellers really stepped in here at the end of the market to the downside. Okay, at the close of New York. I don't know if there was this appears to be a news driven thing. I don't anticipate that we drop from 74 all the way down to 71 in one fell swoop without some news. I suspect it had something to do with maybe some OPEC kind of news or something along those lines. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our levels here in the market. Okay. So we'll go ahead and add the levels that we'll be tracking here. Okay. There are levels. Okay. Okay. Right. So there are levels. We can see here that this area in yellow is our initial balance range from yesterday. You can see that we're well below the initial balance range. So yeah, everything that's on this chart is pointing to that the market is down. Right. Doesn't take, it's pretty clear here that the market is indeed down. Okay. We are obviously a little bit extended. We're below some of the things that we care about, our anchor VWAP, our settlement price. Okay. So like as I mentioned before, we'll go ahead and open up initial balance here. Boom, boom. There's our initial balance range. So the nice thing about the initial, but the what's developing as far as initial balance range, it's not going to take much effort to break the initial balance range in any direction. Okay. It's not going to take much effort to break the initial balance range in any direction. Okay, we have a very narrow range, which could lead to a potentially sustained move. Okay, the fact that we have so many sellers here in the market and that we're so extended below this anchor VWAP leads me to believe maybe there might be an opportunity to the upside, maybe back up to settlement, maybe back up to anchored VWAP, okay, or maybe prior day value. These are all possibilities, okay, given this narrow range. Okay, now with that said, there's no reason that we can't continue to extend further to the downside given this bearish move. Okay. All right. I'm just going to kind of spot check some of these value area high is at 74.22. So we're going to go ahead and modify that if we can. Okay. And then we have value area low coming in at 73.74. So modify that a couple of ticks. Okay, 73.74. Okay, so we got settlement. Oh, geez, I don't understand. Settlement is at 73.83. Yeah, the indicators are off. 71.86. So I'm going to put both numbers down here, guys. I'm not sure which. Obviously, if it's coming from the CME, obviously carry a little bit. The CME does carry a little bit more weight, so we'll use the 73.83. Yes, definitely smash the likes here. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and add it here. I know there's a little bit of discrepancy that I'm getting between the CME and what I'm getting, but we'll have to go with the CME. So I'm adding it here. So we have value area high at 74.82, 74.22, value area low at 73.74. We have point of control coming in at 7,400 or 74, I should say. And yeah, so like I said, right now we're in very much a bearish market. We need to see and locate opportunities, maybe for some further downside in this market. We are below a lot of the indicators or levels that we would use to support our frame, our structure. So yeah, right now for me, I'm going to wait for the initial balance range to establish, and then based on that initial balance range, I'm going to decide let price tell me which side of initial balance is going to break first. I do see that on the 4-hour chart, I do have a developing bullish candle here. Okay, I say developing. Okay, and then I have, looks like we are continuing to extend here to the downside. Okay. All right. So yeah, before we kind of move on to the equity markets, again, encourage the 24 or the 15 participants that I have here in the session to not be afraid to hit the like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, to encourage you guys to subscribe. Again, I'm trying to get the portal here. I think we're hovering around 480 some odd subscribers at this point. My goal for the year is to get that as close to 1,000. Okay, if I can get that up to 1,000, that's my goal here. So need your support in order to make that happen. Okay, so don't be shy with the likes. Don't be shy with the subscribes. Okay. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and move on to the equity market. So I'm just going to go ahead and just modify this one here. That's probably the easiest here. And I'm just going to go ahead and so Z 2024. All right. So equity market. Okay. So quite strong. You can see here that we have on the 4-hour chart. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the daily chart to start, but the daily chart is also equally as strong. Okay. We're going to go ahead and turn off some of these levels here if I can. Don't need multiple of these for sure. Let's turn this off. Let's turn that off, and let's hide it for now. Okay. So yeah, so daily chart, very much bullish. Okay. Really no levels that to speak of on the left-hand side. Well, actually, I take that back. We do have, let's see. Well, we have, I guess, 21,000, I guess, is the level that I could potentially see, I guess, maybe sellers stepping in here. Okay. But up until now, we continue to create higher highs and higher lows. All right. But yeah, I don't see anything necessarily in its path up until we get to at least 20,850. Okay. Which is a fair amount of distance here from its current location. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay. The 4-hour chart, we have a developing bullish engulfing candle. Okay. Again, giving us further evidence that there's still some more upside opportunity in this market. Okay. I say opportunity, right? Should this obviously could obviously change, right? But right now we're hovering on settlement price. We continue to create a series of higher highs and higher lows in this market. So bullish, very much. I mean, Nasdaq very much bullish. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Again, we're hovering around settlement price. We're going to go ahead and add our levels here. Okay, if you can find my chart, my spreadsheet, and we'll go ahead and do that at our levels in this market. Okay, let's see, down right there. Okay, we'll add our levels. Here are our levels that we're going to be tracking in this market. Now I need to go back. Okay, so here we are. Here are our levels. We're just going to go ahead and spot check some of these. Initial balance obviously is not open. The market's hasn't opened yet. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our ADR. See where we are with where is price with respect to ADR. We're somewhere in the middle. ASR is probably going to be let's see, a little bit narrow. This is looking at Asia. So we're going to change that to London. That's going to stretch this out a little bit, but this will probably change, okay, with the open of the market here. Okay, so we have ASR high coming in at 20,723. But like I said, this will once the market opens here in about 10-15 minutes, that's going to change. Okay, so 723 is our ASR high. Okay. And let's see, ASR low at 20,481. So this is ASR low. So we're going to modify that. ASR low 481. Okay. All right. So there's our ASR lows. And let's see. Next thing I want to add is my levels, value area levels. So right now we're right in smack in the middle of value. Okay. Smack in the middle of value, indicating that there's really no discernible direction, I guess. If you had to err on one side, you would say bullish, but we're inside value, right? So if I'm going to continue to embrace the bulls, I need price to get above settlement, above value, and ultimately above initial balance. Okay. And then if all those three things come to fruition, then I have 20,723 as a target. I have 20,782 as a target for maybe a bullish move to the upside. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. See for our supply, just kind of double checking some of these numbers here, guys. So we have value area low at 581. That seems to be in order. Value area high at 648. We have settlement at 638. Okay, so let's see, where would I begin to think about drawing my anchored VWAP? Well, my anchored VWAP would have to be right around right around London. Okay, oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's locate anchor VWAP, and here we are. So I'm going to draw my anchor VWAP there. So as long as price stays above my daily and anchor VWAP, then I have to think that maybe we'll continue to the upside in this market. Okay. I do realize that we are up against the value area high and also up against settlement price, which could cause the market to kind of remain in a range here. Okay. But if we do begin to exceed this, then so we can certainly reverse from here with the open of the market, right? We're up at some areas here. Okay. But before I'm going to embrace a short, okay, given the strength that we're seeing with the 4-hour, see a lot of strength on the 4-hour to the upside. Okay. I would need to see price cross below these anchor VWAP. And then if that happens, then maybe we can get back down to say 20,481, or maybe back to the lows of the day, right? Maybe down to this level here, back maybe the start of Monday. Okay. So yeah, feels a little rangy right now on the NASDAQ. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm also seeing that a little bit of range, although the positive indicator is starting to pick up above the negative indicator here with some momentum. Volume delta is also seems to be picking up a little bit of more buyers than sellers here. Just gonna stretch this out here if I can. Okay, so yeah, we're seeing a little bit more buyers than sellers at the moment. Not a huge amount, but certainly more. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much what I have, I think, for the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ does look bullish, but the thing is that what looks so bullish, okay, we have to be careful because market participants could throw a curve, right? It says, oh, well, this is going to the moon, and they can change the market on us, right? So we need to be cognizant of that. We'll have to wait to see what the initial balance range provides us. Again, I'm not really super keen, to be honest with you, on participating at the high end of the range. I would like to see maybe a little bit of a pullback in order for me to participate. Ideally, well, not ideally, I wait for the initial balance range to establish, and then wait for a break of initial balance before I participate. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the with all the technical issues I had earlier, guys. Kind of falling behind schedule here a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and again quickly look at the daily chart just for context here. We're already seeing that the NASDAQ is quite strong to the upside. Looking at this, I really don't see anything in the path of the ES continuing to drive higher. Okay. Okay. So again, we have, I'll go ahead and remove this for now. We don't need it. we're going to add it here in a second. Okay. Okay, so here we are. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so nothing that's really counter to what we are seeing in the Nasdaq. Looking at the 4-hour, yes, definitely hit the likes. Okay, all right. Shut this down. Okay, why am I getting so many settlement prices here? Okay, this must be coming from something else. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move down to our 30-minute chart here. Okay. So this will clean up here a little bit. Okay. So we have here our overlay is saying that we have a very much developing bullish candle. We are right up against value area high and settlement price. Okay. So again, looks like it wants to break higher. Okay, in this market. So we're going to go ahead and add our levels here. See here if I can do that. All right, here are our levels. Okay, so we are up against, again, value area high. We're going to go ahead and spot check that, make sure we got the right number there. 59.1350. Settlement is saying 59.1375. Hopefully that matches what we have. See, 59.1375. Let's go ahead and modify that. 59.1375. Okay, do that for the 59.13. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and open up ADR here. So we're a ways away from ADR. Okay. We're right in the middle. ASR. ASR, we're going to go ahead and open up. Make sure it says London. It does. Okay. So like I said, we have 59.31, but I'm going to hesitate here. Let's see. I'll go ahead and add it here, but with the understanding that this is going to adjust with the open of the market. So 31.25. Okay. 25. Okay. This average, not yet. Shoot. All right. Okay. 31.25. This is our average session range high. And then our average session range low is all eights. Okay. All right. So those are ranges. Okay. Again, guys, we're right up against an area of importance. My initial thinking is that I'm more inclined to want to do something to look for an opportunity to the downside rather to the upside. Given that the amount of risk necessarily I would need to take. If settlement was correct. 59.07, 59.0825. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these indicators, but I'm getting different readings. And they're changing on me for some reason. So 59.08 25. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. So for me right now, it feels like it wants to maybe potentially remain in a range. I'm not going to be the one to buy at retail. So if I'm going to buy this market, it's going to be at a retracement level of some sort. If I'm going to do anything at these levels, given what I'm seeing here on the left hand side, as much as it seems counterintuitive, I'm going to be looking for maybe a potential pullback if I'm going to entertain it before I entertain anything to the long side. Okay. I do see that we have a rather strong 4-hour engulfing candle being developed here on the 4-hour chart, which again indicates that that maybe there's some further upside potential in this market. Okay, I'm just not keen on participating right at the highs. Okay, all right. So that's kind of what I have, for the market here. So I'm going to be waiting for initial balance to establish. I'm going to be looking if I'm going to participate in this. I don't know if I don't. I'm not super keen on participating right at where its current location is right now, because I feel that that could reverse on me rather quickly. So we're going to be patient, wait for the initial balance to establish, and then let price tell me what direction it wants to take the market. All right. So let's close out with a quick review of the Dow. I know that the Dow is not for many, but I think it's a good market to start. Now, this market is looking far more bearish than any of the other equity markets. Okay, so looking at the daily chart, we're starting to see a rather, let's see, we have a nice swing to the upside. I'm going to turn off some of my levels here. It's a little bit difficult to navigate all this. Okay, so on the daily, we see that we have a series of higher highs and higher lows. We again, similar to the ES, we're kind of at uncharted territory. Okay, in this market. All right. Okay, so we have a developing, not quite a gulf engulfing, but an inside bearish candle here in the market. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, we have our series of candles to the downside. Okay, I would say that if we break, say, 43,124, that we can easily move down to 42,733. Okay, easily, right? Rather quickly, and then beyond that, maybe as low as 42,343. Now, price remains above this EMA, so that's very much bullish. But it seems like we are getting a little bit of selling pressure here at these levels. You can see the slope of the DI negative, the negative DI is increasing quite rapidly. Okay, so there seems to be a little bit of selling pressure at these levels. Okay, like I said, the Dow looks far more bearish to me than either the ES or the Nasdaq. Okay, so you can see here that we're looking at the 30-minute chart. The DI is at well above. Momentum is also equally above here, and we are above some of the things that we care about to the downside. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our ADR. We've reached the ADR low. Okay, this would normally create an area where price could potentially reverse to the upside. Okay, generally, that's kind of what we expect the ADR to do in an average day. Okay. All right, so let's capture some of these levels. So we're going to go ahead and capture the ADR high here. All right, ADR high is at 43,612, 43,612. That's our ADR high. Okay, so it looks like the market has already opened on us here, guys. So ADR low is coming in at what was that? 43,180, 43,180, ADR low. And then we're going to go ahead and open up our value area. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and And right now, price is well within value on the lower end of value. So like I said, this looks far more bearish to me than either of the other markets. Okay, so we have 43,400. That's our value area high. We have 43,122. That's our value area low. We have 43,358. That's our point of control. And then settlement, according to this settlement indicator, is 43,414. Okay, 414, and then I'm getting that for both indicators. So settlement. Okay. So again, for me, of the three markets, this market is looking the most bearish of the three. Initial balance range right now is pushing lower. Okay, in this market, right? So we'll have to see how it continues to react off this ADR level. Okay, and see if it provides. I'll go ahead and open up ASR now. Go ahead, open up ASR, and we'll make sure that that reads New York. It does. Okay. So yeah, if it does manage to break below this ADR level, then we could see as low as maybe 43,000 in this market. Okay. Before we see any sort of significant reversal in price. Okay. Based on ASR. Okay. Average session rates. Okay. All right. Yeah. So fair amount of strength here to the downside. A lot of volume right now coming in short. Okay. We're looking at 4,000 more or 3,500 more orders to the sell side. Okay. Delta here. All right. So like I said, Dow quite bearish. Okay. All right. Let's see. Anything else that I should be calling out here? So again, similar kind of thing, guys. I'm going to be waiting for the market to kind of, establish itself here. It just opened here about 4 minutes ago. We have our initial balance range. I'm going to wait for the initial balance range to establish. We're going to see if price does indeed close below ADR. It looks like it wants to. And but maybe looking at this 4,300 level, maybe for a potential area for reversal in price, because I do know that the daily is quite strong, although the 4-hour seems to be very much aligned with some continuation move to the downside as well. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Again, do apologize for the little tardiness. I'm a little past my normal time. I'd like to kind of close the session out by the time the market opens. Had some technical difficulties, which I don't understand, but we'll see if we can sort those out for tomorrow. So I will be moving over to the Discord server for Top Step and visit folks here for a little bit of maybe about an hour and see what the markets provide us. Okay. And after that, we'll have our group coaching later this afternoon. Okay. At 6 p.m. Central Time. Okay. So yeah, maybe I'll look forward to seeing you guys there. Again, if anyone who's new, or even those who are not new, don't be afraid to hit the like button on your way out. Don't encourage you to comment on the analysis in whatever social media location you end up seeing this. Maybe follow up recording. Okay. Encourage you to do that as well. Otherwise, would encourage you to trade well, to trade safe, to trade like a pro, to trade like a market trader. All right, guys. So have an excellent day. Have a profitable day trading, but more importantly, have an excellent day in following and trading your process. Because if we do that, and we're consistent about trading our processes, then the equity that we so desire will come. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So that's it for me. Again, look forward to seeing some of you either in the coach's room or in group coaching later this afternoon. Otherwise, have a profitable day. All right, guys. We'll talk soon.